The internet can't stop talking about it, and honestly neither can I, and that would be Zendaya's looks from the Odyssey premiere. I'm going to see the Odyssey tonight, so I'm going to recreate this makeup look today. This has got to be one of the best no makeup looks I've ever seen, so we're really going to focus on the skincare first. I'm starting off with the Bioma Milky Toner, really making sure I hit some dry areas of my skin right now so that I look really, really hydrated. And bringing it down the neck, as always. I'm going to follow that up with a really lightweight moisturizer. This is a kombucha tea gel moisturizer. We want to make sure that we have a really set base, so I'm going to do my eyebrows while I wait for all this to dry. She has very full, naturally defined eyebrows. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift pencil and fill some spots in and just define my arch a little bit. I'm going to prime with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is the one with niacinamide, again really focusing on skincare here. While I let that dry, I'm going to do a little bit of glue on my eyebrows. This is the NYX or NYX Brow Glue, and I'm just going to lightly fluff everything up but also shape it. I'm going to be using the Haus Labs foundation today in the shade 160, and I'm going to apply it to the back of my hand with a brush just so that we make sure we get really light but even coverage. This foundation is absolutely worth the hype. It's like your skin but better. This foundation is so lightweight but has really exceptional coverage. It literally doesn't feel like I'm wearing makeup at all. I'm gonna just apply a really thin layer underneath my eyes. I'm not dipping back into what's on my hand, just whatever excess is left here. I just want to make sure that my under eyes stay looking really natural. I am going to spot conceal with the NARS Pot Concealer in shade Creme Brulee. I'm not going to conceal under my eyes, but I am just going to hit all of those parts that still look a little bit red after applying the foundation. And I'm going to blend it out with the warmth of my finger. Moving on to the eyes, I'm going to use the Matte Essentials from Morphe. I'm going to stick to these lighter neutral colors. Using this shade, I'm just going to brush it over my eye. Not too much. Just hitting it mostly in the crease, and then I'm going to use my finger to just kind of smudge that all out. Then I'm going to go into this medium shade of brown, and I'm actually going to close my eye over it and just kind of swipe across my waterline. I also want to go in with what we're going to use for blush. Just kind of tap my fingers and apply it a little bit on the lid, kind of bringing it up sort of to where your brow bone is. I'm going to just take a little bit of this white. The inner corners of her eyes are really popping. This is the e.l.f. Glow Beam Highlighter Kit, and I'm just going to put a little bit on my pinky and just dab it right in that inner corner of my eye a little bit. Now we're going to go back into that blush. This is the Tower 28 blush. I can't even tell what shade it is. You can barely even see what shade it is. I think it's Happy Hour. This is a very well-loved blush, and I do love it because while it looks bright in the packaging, it's actually very natural on the skin and looks just like a really pretty natural flush. If you purse your lips, where are those apples falling? So just purse your lips. Then giving a light sweeping motion all the way up. And it looks like she does have some on the bridge of her nose as well. I'm just gonna squish my brush so I don't get too much. I'm not gonna do contour today, but I am gonna do a little bit of bronzer. This is the Juvia's Place bronzer in the shade Sunkissed. This is very pigmented, so make sure you don't have a very heavy hand with this. Just lightly brush it in. And I'm just going to do a little bit right here. Zendaya has really beautiful bone structure, so just to kind of imitate that, I'm just going to put a little bit of bronzer here as well. I don't think that she has any here. I think that her definition here is natural. I'm just going to add a little bit into the hollows of our cheeks just to give us that chiseled look. I'm going to set all of this with the Morphe setting powder. It's one of my favorite setting powders because it doesn't take away from the glow of your face, but it does just help make everything a little bit more uniform. I'm going to set in all those areas where I applied the extra concealer, so all of my red spots, just to make sure that concealer doesn't smudge at all. It has really pretty like taupe or mauve-y colored lips. And they do look a little overly lined, so we're just gonna line the lips. I'm using the NYX lip pencil in the shade Mauve. It's a little bit pinkier than the color that she has, so I'm actually gonna go in with this Pixie Glow bronzer. I'm actually just gonna use this as like a chapstick. And this is the final look.